Jiang Yanli entered the room carrying the altered clothes, along with a tray full of various jars of medicinal ointments. Lan Wangji noticed Wei Wuxian constantly scratching several bean-sized red swollen spots on his legs. His skin was already red and peeling from scratching. These are lice bites. Very itchy. Ordinary mosquito ointment won't help. You'll apply some of this to him later, Jiang Yanli said, pointing to a small white porcelain jar. When father brought Wuxian back from Yiling years ago, to avoid scaring him, he didn't use sword travel. They stayed in an inn for several days, sharing one bed at night. When they got home, both were scratching desperately. Father's clothes were scalded in boiling water several times, and the bedding and he himself were washed and sun-dried in turns. It was only after a hard effort that the lice were completely eliminated. Lan Wangji grew up in a wealthy, noble family, was probably learning about these pests for the first time. Together with Wei Wuxian, who had ointment applied and dressed, he was stuffed a sachet by Jiang Yanli, but instead of floral scents, the sachet was filled with Aunt Zhang's ground sand ginger powder, used to prevent lice. The smell of the sand ginger powder was stronger than ordinary chili powder. Lan Wangji hung the sachet by his waist. Within moments, the cold sandalwood scent was overwhelmed by the spicy ginger aroma, quite pungent and spicy. At that moment, the fresh and spicy smell on Lan Wangji's body made Wei Wuxian's small nose twitch as he sniffed at his immortal elder brother. His hungry little belly gurgled. His small mouth clicked as he looked at Lan Wangji as if he were a delicious treat. Lan Wangji led him to the kitchen, found some noodles, boiled water, fiddled at the stove for a while, and then served up a big bowl. Wei Wuxian stared at the noodles eagerly. Lan Wangji placed the bowl on a small table. On the plain, white noodles, rinsed with water, floated a single emerald-green vegetable leaf. "Thank you, immortal brother." Wei Wuxian picked up his chopsticks and slurped the noodles. Lan Wangji felt a slight satisfaction in his heart, sitting beside him, watching him eat. "Ah, second young master Lan, why are you personally coming to a place like this, and even cooking yourself?" As Aunt Zhang entered, the brilliant white noble guest dazzled her eyes. "You can just order me to cook. What did you personally make for young Master Xian to eat?" Oh, it's noodles with one green vegetable, huh?" Aunt Zhang saw Wei Wuxian eating happily and added, "Young Master Xian must be really starving. Even plain boiled noodles taste delicious to him." The implication was clear. Having been head cook at Lotus Pier for many years, Aunt Zhang felt uneasy about such flavorless food appearing in the kitchen. Watching Wei Wuxian quickly finish half a bowl, she clicked her tongue twice. Lan Wangji said to Wei Wuxian, "Wei Ying, don't eat the rest of this bowl." Wei Wuxian swallowed a mouthful of noodles and was about to pick up the vegetable when he froze at the words, "Immortal brother, are you going to cook me something else?" Lan Wangji replied, "I only know how to make this." Aunt Zhang saw his hesitant face and slapped her thigh. Young masters never enter the kitchen from birth. Being able to cook even a bowl of vegetable noodles is already amazing. The taste might not be great, but it's edible. You haven't seen what young Master Xian makes. Lan Wangji was silent for a moment, then asked, "May I ask, how do you make noodles?" Aunt Zhang picked up a spoon and lightly tapped a piece of pork on the chopping board. "At least it should have some meat flavor." "The meat needs to be marinated a bit, then put in the pot to cook for some fat and broth. Second young master Lan, come over here and watch me." Lan Wangji followed Aunt Zhang to learn how to cook. Wei Wuxian, hearing that something tastier was coming, put down his bowl and followed beside to watch. Soon he was bumped and Aunt Zhang pushed him aside. In the kitchen, one side was cutting meat into pieces and mixing sauce. Wei Wuxian squatted next to a chicken coop watching the rooster. The rooster craned its neck to look at him. Curious, Wei Wuxian poked a finger into the cage. The rooster pecked at his finger and he quickly pulled it back. Sounds of sizzling came from the other end of the kitchen, and smoke rose up to the roof. Wei Wuxian squatted by a wooden basin watching a turtle. The turtle was soaking in water, eating small shrimp floating on the surface. Wei Wuxian curiously tapped the turtle's head with a finger. The turtle pulled its neck back, then stretched it out again to continue eating shrimp. Wei Wuxian tapped. Turtle shrank, tapped again, shrank again. After playing with the turtle brother for a while, Wei Wuxian timidly asked, "Is this turtle going to be eaten too?" Aunt Zhang's voice came from behind. Yes, the sect leader bought it to nourish young Master Xian. Wei Wuxian didn't dare to speak. Lan Wangji asked, "What's wrong?" Wei Wuxian whispered, "The turtle is so pitiful." Lan Wangji turned his head and saw him small mouth moving, wanting to say something but hesitating. After a moment's thought, he said, "If you don't want to eat it, you don't have to. I will talk to your Uncle Zhang. He won't be angry." Wei Wuxian happily smiled with his small mouth. "Can I keep it?" But as soon as the words left his mouth, he pressed his lips again as if feeling a little guilty. "Sorry, I shouldn't both eat and keep it." Aunt Zhang said, "There's nothing to be sorry about. There are plenty of turtles in Lotus Lake. If you want to keep some, we can catch a whole lakeful for you. Uncle Zhang won't object." Wei Wuxian's face brightened again. "Thank you, Auntie. Thank for Uncle Zhang." He picked up the turtle from the wooden tray and placed it on the small dining table, watching it crawl slowly. Not long after, a steaming bowl of diced meat noodles was served, sprinkled with scallions, shiitake mushrooms, wood ear fungus, and crunchy peanuts. The both seated on small stools. Lan Wangji pushed the diced meat noodles to Wei Wuxian, carrying the half bowl of leftover vegetable noodles over himself. He picked up his chopsticks, slightly lowered his head, and ate, quietly and slowly. Wei Wuxian was so absorbed watching him that he paused before tasting his food. He then tapped his bowl against Lan Wangji's and used his chopsticks to pick some meat for him. Lan Wangji stroked his head gently. "You eat." With Wei Wuxian's hunger satisfied, they headed back. The junior disciples of Lotus Pier were waiting in front of Wei Wuxian's room, boredly chewing on grass and juggling their swords like a trick performance. Seeing the two return, they eagerly swarmed over, chirping. Eldest senior brother really became smaller. So cute. Each disciple reached out a paw to pet him. Wei Wuxian shyly hid behind Lan Wangji, who rubbed his little head and softly comforted him for a moment. Only then did Wei Wuxian hesitantly step toward the group of mischievous disciples, grinning widely at him. Lan Wangji was about to go collect and decoct herbs. Since kids often find that boring, he asked Wei Wuxian to play with the juniors. In the room, he found a shallow white porcelain bowl, filled the turtle with water, and soaked the turtles inside. Lan Wangji then left and headed to the pharmacy. After about half an hour, he returned carrying the medicine bowl. In the yard, the juniors surrounded Wei Wuxian, laughing and chatting. A few little rabbits scattered on the grass. Some were quietly eating, others hopping around near and behind Wei Wuxian. Someone was shaking dice cups, and Wei Wuxian waved his hands, shouting haphazardly, "Big ones! Big ones!" The sixth junior brother asked, "You're betting on big?" Wei Wuxian nodded. The cup was opened. "Ha ha ha ha. Eldest senior brother, you lost again. Small size bad luck follows. Punishment. Hurry up." The fourth junior brother acted serious. Yes, eldest senior brother, we're not bullying you. You're young and not supposed to drink alcohol, so this is the only way to punish you. Got any objections?" Wei Wuxian said in a babyish voice. "I lost again?" The juniors all spoke at once. "Of course. You can't count? See? We're not tricking you." Wei Wuxian picked up the dice and started counting seriously. Halfway through, a rabbit hopped onto his thigh. He dropped the dice and picked up the little rabbit. "Accept the loss like a true man," said the fifth junior brother, twirling a brush in his hand. He cupped Wei Wuxian's cheek, busying himself with it. Wei Wuxian giggled from the soft brush tip tickling him. Suddenly, the juniors seemed frozen, each casting a glance at the person behind him. Wei Wuxian laughed for a while, then turned his head. A big, painted face with a shiny, dark ink turtle stamped on the little face painstakingly cleaned by Lan Wangji. The big painted face happily said, "Immortal brother." The immortal brother's expression was definitely less divine now. The group of little rascals who had just been laughing next to Wei Wuxian cracked a smile for a moment before scattering with a sudden bang. "Second young master Lan, thank you for looking after eldest senior brother." Yes, sect leader is asking us for something." Wei Wuxian turned around. On the empty grass, a little rabbit curiously sniffed the dice inside the cup. Lan Wangji half knelt on the ground holding the medicine bowl. Wei Wuxian pinched his nose to finish drinking, licking a bright yellow apricot slice Lan Wangji had brought him. Lan Wangji moistened a handkerchief and wiped the ink marks off his face. Chewing the sour, sweet fruit, the coolness on his face made Wei Wuxian's small eyes close comfortably.